All right. Okay. So good morning to you all, wherever you are. Trust your day having great, and of course, life has been awesome for what it is. So today actually we're talking about a very interesting, important concept. All right, and it's not just only limited to the area of marketing for what it is, but it's an area that connects to other field as well. So it's quite holistic to a great extent. And the theme for the topic actually in focus is called guerrilla marketing. And you have a subtopic or subtitle there, a catching term, the blueprint for unconventional market domination. All right. So by the end of this section, definitely get to you definitely get to know a whole lot about what guerrilla marketing is all about and why is it called guerrilla. Okay, so this is the type of content today. We're going to talk about the introduction of the concept, the guerrilla approach, selecting the most lethal marketing methods. And well, that's actually lethal, of course, which is dangerous, but we'll talk about that. Then the 3R strategic tools for guerrilla marketing. And lastly, the guerrilla marketing tweaks. All right. So what is guerrilla marketing? Yes. So guerrilla marketing actually is a concept that was gleaned from the guerrilla warfare. Now, the word guerrilla on its own, it's Spanish, right? It means little war. Now I'm going to give you more like the backlog story and in a way drive more like an extended overview of how that concept is applicable to marketing, to all organization, irrespective of the sector you're operating from. So the concept guerrilla comes from the word little war, and it's used by the strategy is actually used by weaker nations or military organizations against a larger, stronger an enemy. Now, these nations that are fighting against other nations, right? They fight largely by independent, irregular bands, sometimes linked to regular forces. It is a warfare of harassment through surprise. Well, let me give you more background story. The Ukraine-Russia war and other things that's happening, we all know from a big perspective. I will give you several historical background and how it connects to other industry as well. We all know from historical perspective and necessary research conducted that there is no how a country like Ukraine can ever defeat a country like Russia. Why? Because in terms of their military strength, in terms of their number of voluntary representatives who are participating in the warfare, in terms of the number of landmarks, in terms of their demographic strength, in terms of several factors all interplaying together, that there is no way under heaven that Ukraine can in any way win Russia. But then you see through the media and other concepts, it appears to be that Ukraine has the upper hand. Why? Because they don't just have more like a conservative approach towards the warfare. They actually, in a way, distribute that effort through several medium to gain ground, and the media, of course, portrays them to be winning. So that's the first approach. Now, the second approach, which of course is one of the most craziest approach, was the 6-day war between Israel and all the Palestinian nations. These are all the background story. In 6 days, one nation defeated over 10 different nations combined together. That is crazy. But how did it happen? It's the same approach, the guerrilla marketing approach. They won through the element of surprise. Now, bringing this into marketing, all right. The only way any industry, any organization, irrespective of the sector you're operating from, can actually dominate their market, especially if they're new in the market or they have a perception of an incoming threat. The only way they'll be able to win is by being innovative on the wind of surprises. When we go further, I'm going to explain all this concept and why it is so applicable in your very field. All right, so the guerrilla approach. What are the process towards the guerrilla approach? I had to like, there are a whole lot of concepts interconnected together. But I decided to make it just 3 for 10, 15 offhand for memory. But these 3, I believe that if they're utilized effectively, you would definitely get results wherever due. Now, the first one is called local networking. And in local networking, you're looking out for one key thing, and that is commonality amongst your audience, or commonality amongst your market space, or commonality among your niche area. All right. So you might have something you're working on. You might have an idea. You don't just build whatever you're doing just for yourself alone, because if all you do is just for yourself alone, then to a great extent, there's a high tendency that other persons might not resonate or connect with your passion as well. And when you do things just for you, you are not able to get the attention of others. All right. So in the aspect of marketing, which we're focusing on right now, okay, marketing thrives on 2 key things. The first one actually is audience selection. And the second point actually is attention grabbing. If you can get the attention of the people, definitely you have seized the larger chunk of the market. But if someone else gets the attention of the people through the delivery of whatever means possible for them, automatically you'll be eradicated out of the market. That is bad for you. All right. And you can see that through different examples throughout history. Nokia is out of the market. Sony Ericsson is out of the market. Etisalat in Nigeria, they're out of the market. Well, they still have relevance, but they're actually out of the market. And a whole lot of other companies that were not able to thrive well, they were not able to find the evolving trend in their audience selection or preferences. They just left out of they went out of the market that way. So the first key thing you look out for in the Guerrilla approach is commonality. All right, you have to know what your audience have in common and what they have that is not common. All right. So now the next one is called the market segment. All right, or we call it categorization. There's actually a catchy term for this. It's called democratization of assets. Democratization of assets. It's a term in marketing whereby you are able to break down the way in which you interact with the set market, the set individuals you are providing service for. You don't just approach them from a vertical perspective, but from a vertical perspective, there's always a decline between the interest of the people who want your product and the product itself you're offering. But when you approach your market from a horizontal perspective, you vibrate, you resonate with the market, you resonate with the interest of your niche area. And as such, you always be in relevance. And that's why companies like Coca-Cola, like the iPhone, or companies like Tesla, which of course is Imagine, if you read through all the history, they are doing so well because they know who their target market is. And secondly, they have been able to categorize their market, right? So it's very important. Now, the third one is called individual interactivity. I would like us to watch a very short video, all right? This is actually an interactive section, and it's about Coca-Cola, all right? I had to do my study and try to see what makes one company different from the other. So it is actually just a 2-minute video for you to understand really the whole guerrilla marketing concept and put into use by Coca-Cola. That's why they have an advantage compared to Pepsi. So let me just play. It won't take so long. All right. So, hey. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So basically, if you look at it, there nobody knew what was happening. All right, everybody's just watching. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Then the first person came over there to buy Coke. Now watch. Normally, she wanted to get one. She put in the money, and then she's getting like 2, 3, 4. Look at the excitement in their faces. Everybody's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Now the whole crowd, the element of surprise. The whole crowd, the element of surprise. People are coming. Now another person comes to get something and she gets a flower. Like, they all know it's Coca-Cola, but guess what? Coca-Cola, what they're actually driving at this point is the element of surprise, which of course makes them different from others. That is their key point. You see, look at everybody all love it. Everybody's vibing to the brand. Everybody's connected. That is Coca-Cola for you. Well, I think it's almost done. So just watch out the reaction. Look at their faces. They are so excited. They're getting everything they want from the brand. Well, this is guerrilla marketing. It's a marketing of surprise. Someone's getting a pizza. Well, this is what it's all about. Let's not waste time. Let's go back to our previous slide. Where are you? Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So basically, that is what guerrilla marketing emphasizes on. Okay. Now to the next point. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. To the next point, selecting the most lethal marketing methods. Selecting the most lethal marketing method. Now, depending on which area you are actually focusing on, when you're building whatever you're doing, there have to be a categorization of the people you're focusing on. Are you building for B2C, that's business to customers? Are you building for C2C, customers to customers? Are you building for B2B, business to business? Knowing the market focus you are building for makes a whole difference, even in the aspect of marketing, because when you don't put this into consideration, you will always fail at what you do. So two of the main concepts here, but remember, they are much more than these. The first one is called the account-based marketing. And this is the B2B strategy that focuses on a targeted set of accounts using highly personalized campaigns. It provides marketing and sales teams with a number of advantages, including a faster sales process, cost effectiveness, and a more efficient use of marketing resources. The account-based marketing is an agile representation of marketing because you are scaling up the process and utilizing resources to get quality-based results. All right. So how do you apply this? Well, it's highly personalized, meaning it's not a campaign for everybody. You need to target specific businesses. It's business to business. All right. So you're not targeting the general mainstream individual where they are. You are targeting specific brand business. You're more like a spy on a mission. Yes, you want to know deeply what runs within the structure of other organizations and how well you can position yourself to be of an advantage to them. And of course, in the long run, they become an advantage to you. Now, the second one is called the retargeting. Now, we've heard of targeting, market target, everything target, these targets. All right. But retargeting is different. All right. What is retargeting? Retargeting uses browser cookies-based technology to identify users who visited their sites but left or bounced before completing a transaction or conversion. The cookie allows for targeted advertisement to appear in those users' subsequent web searches. I will explain. This is very amazing. An interaction, even if they are not related to your site specifically. Now, I don't know. Let me shock you. If you, for instance, the moment you type on Google, let's say you want to buy the latest Infinix mobile. The moment you type on Google Infinix phones, all right, or Infinix product, or for whatever reasons you're typing different gadgets, all right, are you aware that the same time when you move into Facebook doing whatever you're doing, you observe that all of a sudden it appears to be as though everything that connects with mobile phones and gadgets are just trying to be placed at your attention. Now, even though you do not set on Facebook that you're looking out for phones and gadgets, but somehow, phones and gadgets just seems to appear. Now, is a fact, basically, your data has been utilized by other channels. So there is nothing as privacy of data. All right. If you access Jumia to buy anything, and automatically you try to check any other platform or anything of such, that information you imputed while you were in Jumia, of course, we were seeing in other platforms as well. They just have a way of tailoring, the options to your preference used in other channels. So that is account-based marketing and retargeting for you. Now, what are the 3 strategic tools? Yes, how do you apply those things? Well, there's actually a process behind this, okay? So the first one, you need to do what's called your research. You need to know exactly what you're looking out for. Without quality research, the tendencies for negative outcomes are inevitable. So, but when quality research is done, you minimize your errors to a great extent. So quality research on your market, quality research on the interest of the people you're targeting, quality research on the things you're offering to the wider system or wider niche or wider ecosystem, wherever you actually resonate with. So after you're done with your research, what do you do next? You move into what is called reassessive realignment. Now, of course, your research is going to be totally holistic. It's going to be so broad, especially if you're targeting a specific audience. You want to know their psychographical preferences and differences. You want to know the demographical differences. You want to know their preference-based differences, time-based differences, and other stuff connecting together. So after you've done with your research, no matter how holistic it is, you have to be able to condense it. So you funnel your research tailored to specific metrics or points you want to use in aiding your market-based process. So it's very important that you're able to funnel your research process and make it more narrow than broad. Now, after you're done with your reassessive realignment, now you know the property, the plan, and everything. We are almost done. All right. Then you move to the last point, reactive assessment. Now, reactive assessment means you've gotten the information, you've narrowed the information, now you are applying the information. So not just only to apply, but to evaluate the feedback of your reaction or your application so far on the strategies you've learned. So those are the 3 ways. There's more to this though. Now, this is the last one, guerrilla marketing tweaks. All right, we've come to the last point, guerrilla marketing tweaks. What are the tweaks? Well, tweaks are more like necessary shortcuts towards the actualization of a set objective. So, well, that shortcut you can apply to get good results. So the first one is called context syncing. All right. Remember, when you're dealing with any audience, you look out for 3 things or 2 things majorly. If you're 3 actually, you're looking out for any audience, you look out for the interest, you look out for the content, you look out for the context. All right. If the interest and the context are out of place, the content will have errors. If the context and the content are out of place, well, you will not be able to assess their interest. But when there is an alignment of interest, context, and content, results are inevitable. All right. Now, the second one is called brand blending. Brand blending. And this has to do with, the endorsement of your brand motive or your brand psychology in the mind of your potential audience. Like you watching Coca-Cola, everybody is happy. Well, Coca-Cola main brand logo is sharing happiness. So anything that has to do with happiness, yes, they're in for it. The third one is called selective growth mapping and mining. Well, in a way, you need to know how your audience are responding to the things you're doing. All right. It's very important. Until you're able to track their response, you will not be able to align your objective to meet their interest. So growth mapping and mining gives you the higher advantage. And the last one, I love this one so much, fun theory. I know not many persons have heard of fun theory. It's an innovative concept. It's centered on you combining fun with anything you do. Why is TikTok exploding the way it is exploding? Because it gives people the liberty to express themselves through the mechanism of fun. So fun theory is one crazy concept. And what is centered on, all right, in nutshell, is that you are combining whatever you do, whether you are a product designer, whether you're a project manager, whether you are anything, or whether you are into the marketing team or wherever you are, whatever your organization, whatever sector your organization is operating from, you have to be able to connect it with fun. All right. People vibe with things that have fun, and they actually in a way lose their connection and attention to things that are boring. So boring products will definitely not sell, only to boring people, which are limited. But good product, good vibe, good energy, good organizational mantra, good nurturing environment, innovative environment, this will sustain the interest of people. And of course, you will see great results in the long term. So in summary, guerrilla marketing is for you. And it doesn't matter whether it is a concept in marketing. The strategy is applicable to all sector. And all you have to do is basically know for sure what you want and go out there and experiment with the ideas you've gotten. And by so doing, you'll get tangible results that will give you long-lasting dividend. Thank you. Any question this time? We are done. We are done. All right. If you have questions, you're free to bring your questions in. I would happily give you answers as due.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Coming.
All right. Yeah, you're free to ask. Just how come nobody has any question? Okay, I will ask. I will ask. I will ask. Okay. So
yeah, ask them.
All right. So what just a general question. Okay. What are the similarities between guerrilla marketing and guerrilla warfare? That was the first thing we discussed on in the introduction to the concept. So what are the similarities between guerrilla marketing and guerrilla warfare? Yeah, anybody can answer. Or I can pick anybody. I think picking will be nice. So if I call you, as long as you're in the class, you'll be able to give your answers. All right, so I'll pick. Yes, mini, money, more. Okay, Mr. Mike Alex. Yeah, hope you joined early. So what? Don't worry, you're free. Just express yourself. What is the similarity between guerrilla marketing and guerrilla warfare? Your mic is muted, sir, but your video is on. So, Mr. Mike Alex, are you here? I'm not getting responses from Mr. Michael. All right, Mr. Patrick Udo. Before Mr. Michael comes back. So we talked about the 3 R's. Okay, is it speaking? Yeah, okay, yeah. Mr. Mike, Mr. Patrick, thank you for your response. We talked about the 3 R's. We talked about research, reassessive realignment, and reactive assessment, right? So what is the research process and why is it important?
Okay. I'm not very sure. Of course, I'll just give an idea based on what you said.
Anything. Like no answer is the wrong answer. Just
okay. So the research process is this is the point, or the this is when the company tries to get, or when the company is trying to what's the word now? Trying to know what his customer wants or what they like about their
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. So they want to know the wants, the need of their markets, right? Because the
Okay.
market comprises of the audience and their customers. Yes, you're right. You're right. That's good. That's good. So, Mr. Simithin, yeah, Mr. Simithin Balogun. So let me ask, right? Um, how can fund theory be in your own way? How can fund theory be applied in the area of technology? Right, in the area of technology. Is Mr. Simithin here?
Yeah, I'm
All
right.
right, sir. Sir, your voice is not clear.
Am I clear this way?
Aha, it's better now. Yeah.
You're asking about fund theory.
Yes. How can you, in your own way, how can it be applied, to technology? How can people engage technology more as a result of, technology as a concept being merged with fun?
Okay, I think maybe, technology has been fun. I just feel that maybe technological inventions, and maybe innovations will be at least something that people can relate more with, that maybe appeal to their emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perhaps I think
Yeah.
that.
Yes, you're right. You're right. And there are actually examples in this area. That's why Subway Soft and other aspect of either GameFi or the rest, concept that application or processes that connect with fun have higher engagement levels. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. One more question. I think we're done. Who am I going to ask this one this time? Okay, Mr. Toho, you here? Okay. So how can what are the advantages of reactive assessment? That means feedback assessment. What are the advantages, the importance of we evaluating feedbacks as an organization in whatever sector, as marketing or anything?
Better insights to what customers want, and how well you can serve them. It's actually one of the biggest marketing tactics you can ever apply, in my own opinion, because you get to hear what these people want and then build content to satisfy them. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. Well,
I literally leaned away from the camera so you won't call me. Still call me.
No, right. Everyone did so well to contribute in their own way, and of course, it's a concept that we can all apply, and I'm grateful to everyone for their attention and audience thus far. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that presentation, Mr. Wisdom. It was an interesting one. So we've come to the end of today's presentation.